Imagine the shock of witnessing a cherished national treasure being targeted in a splash of custard and crumble. A bold act that has sparked widespread debate and left 4 individuals behind bars. This gripping incident at the Tower of London isn't just about sticky messes. It's a stark reminder of the growing tension between tradition and calls for change. But here's where it gets controversial. Is throwing food at royal jewels a harmless protest or a step too far that undermines the very symbols of unity? Stick around, and you'll see why this story is more than meets the eye. Just before 10 o'clock GMT on Saturday, authorities sprang into action following a daring stunt where custard and apple crumble were hurled at the protective glass of a display case housing the Imperial State Crown, one of Britain's most iconic crown jewels. The Metropolitan Police swiftly arrested 4 people on suspicion of criminal damage, prompting the closure of the tower's jewel house to the public while investigators delve into the details. And this is the part most people miss. The act wasn't random vandalism. It was orchestrated by Take Back Power, a newly formed group that positions itself as a nonviolent force for civil resistance. Much like historical movements such as Gandhi's passive resistance or modern environmental sit-ins. For beginners wondering what civil resistance means, think of it as peaceful protest tactics designed to challenge authority without physical harm, aiming to draw attention to societal issues through symbolic actions. In their own words, Take Back Power executed this protest to push the UK government toward creating a permanent citizens' assembly, essentially a house of the people where everyday citizens have a real say in decisions, empowering them to address problems like taxing excessive wealth and repairing the nation's broken systems. Picture a group of ordinary people, not politicians, voting on ways to make society fairer. Similar to how jury duty gives citizens a role in justice, but on a larger scale. Footage from the group on social media captures the intensity. One activist pulls out a sizable foil tray of crumble and hurls it against the glass, shielding the crown, while another splatters a container of vivid yellow custard across the front. Amid the chaos, protesters shouted rallying cries like "Democracy has crumbled" and "Britain is broken." "We've come here to the jewels of the nation to take back power." Bystanders, including startled tourists capturing the scene on their phones, reacted with surprise, and a Tower of London employee was seen alerting others via radio, highlighting how such events disrupt not just the site, but also the daily lives of visitors. This isn't Take Back Power's first rodeo in the spotlight. Just days earlier, on Wednesday, 3 of their members dumped bags of manure onto the floor of the Ritz Hotel lobby beneath its towering 25-foot Christmas tree, another eye-catching, albeit messy, way to amplify their message without causing physical harm. These actions underscore a pattern of using everyday items, like food and fertilizer, to symbolize decay in institutions they see as outdated. For those new to royal history, the Imperial State Crown isn't just any fancy hat. It's a powerful emblem of the British monarchy, last worn by King Charles III as he exited Westminster Abbey on his 2023 coronation day. Beyond coronations, this priceless functional crown makes appearances at formal events, such as the state opening of Parliament, where it's part of the ceremonial procession to signify the monarch's role in government. Think of it as the crown's way of opening the legislative year with pomp and tradition. When it's not in use, it's securely stored in the Jewel House at the Tower of London, a fortress steeped in over 900 years of history. Crafted originally in 1937 for King George VI's coronation, this masterpiece boasts an astounding 2,868 diamonds, 17 sapphires, 11 emeralds, 4 rubies, and 269 pearls, all adding up to a weight exceeding 1 kilogram, equivalent to about 2 pounds, making it a heavy symbol of both luxury and responsibility. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. While some might applaud these protesters as modern-day heroes fighting for equality and democratic reform, others could view their methods as disrespectful to national heritage and potentially harmful to tourism, which supports thousands of jobs. Is defacing royal artifacts a valid form of expression in a democracy? Or does it cross into vandalism that erodes public trust? And here's a thought-provoking twist. Could this group's push for a citizens' assembly be seen as a radical overhaul of how we govern? Or just a populist band-aid on deeper systemic issues? We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. Do you support non-violent protests like this, or do they go too far? Agree or disagree? Let's discuss.